Ronald Araujo has signed for Liverpool. 1 year loan, option to buy. I think the option to buy is £47 million, 55 million euros, which is, I think, a little bit steep, but who knows? Maybe he does well. Anyway, I've not watched much of this guy. Obviously, handful in the Champions League. I've heard quite a bit about him. However, we've got a little 8 minute compilation. Shout out Scout Nation. I know this doesn't gauge how good he is. It's only going to show uh, the the good in his game. But I thought it'd be nice for us to just sit down, kind of look at his best moments, get excited about this signing. 'Cause there's been a lot of negativity. And we'll watch maybe 4 or 5 minutes of this, and I'll take you over to the tactics board and discuss how he's going to improve the team. Anyway, without further ado, let's start reacting to Ronald Araujo. His recovery speed is definitely a big thing in his game. Yeah, he's always going to be an aerial threat as well. That was a big thing that people were talking about. And if you look at the stats, like 'cause I looked at a couple of stats before this, his aerial duels one is very high. And if you look there, he's almost sort of covering Kunde in that right back position, which is perfect for covering Frimpong. And I think, yeah, his recovery speed's the best part of his game. He can be aggressive at times, aerial threat, strong in the tackle, good read of the game. What kind of getting? Nice. He's a very passionate player. Like he's over on the right again there. That one might have been a foul. Yeah, you can see there, armband on, captain of this team, which is weird as to why they let him go, but look, we've got ourselves a good player, I think. Against highlights against England. Long ball. I don't know if that's a big part of his game actually. So I haven't watched very many 90s of him, but if he can pick out a long ball, that would be big help. In terms of our sort of long range passing, it's kind of just Szoboszlai and Van Dijk. Be nice to have someone else in there. Yeah, good in the air, which is good. It means we have two big aerial threats at centre back, making up for our kind of lack of aerial threat at wing back. Here's a couple nice passes. And more passing combination now. He does seem quite consistent with these long balls. Obviously, there's only so much information you can get from this highlight reel, but I'm liking what I'm seeing. These long passes are a big part of this game, you know. Quite a lot of highlights focused around them, which is good in our sort of A to B areola system. Getting it up quickly. Look, there's that pace again. I think it's something like 90 odd pass success rate. And I know that because it says it on the screen. You guys just can't see it. So yeah, again, shout out to Scout Nation. And that is where we'll end it, I think. If I take you guys over to the tactics board, here we go. Full screen use. There we go. Just my chair. Slots in nicely at that right centre back position. Obviously, drops a little bit wider when we come into our inside forward, right half space, left half space. Sort of. There we go. And because of his recovery pace, and I think that's the strongest part of his game, and his ability to cover that right flank and play at right back if we need him to. I think he'll be a big help, sort of systematically more than anything. Maybe not necessarily his ability, but his profile will help us a lot, especially in that sort of, because, Frimpong and Gomez and Jacque Leone and Araujo himself all have injury problems. So we've gone down the route of just signing so many players with injuries that, some of them will be fit. You could have gone down the route of maybe an Ezri Konsa. I'm trying to think of someone else who's maybe doesn't get a lot of injuries, is going to be available a lot of the time. He's the main one. What I was going to say about Araujo, that's the thing, I don't really know much about him, so if you do know stuff about him, drop it in the comments. But from that compilation, long balls, recovery pace, aerial threat, and then from what I've heard, and I guess seen in games like the Chelsea game, quite reckless, a little bit mistake prone. Um, but look, I'm not massively worried about that. Obviously, you don't want him costing you in a Champions League quarterfinal, but I think that's why it's good that we've got Jacque, Leone, Gomez, Frimpong, Bradley. Although not all of them fit, you always have those sort of options where maybe in a Champions League semi-final, you decide that maybe Araujo's a little bit reckless, we'll just bring in Jeremy Jacque this game. Or in a game where maybe we need to play more conservative, you go, maybe Frimpong's not the right option at right back, let's chuck Araujo there for a bit more defensive stability. So it'll be interesting to see. I think it is clearly an Areola signing rather than a signing from the board. I might be wrong about that, but it just seems like the type of player that he want to have. It's a big need, and I think the board and Areola and everyone who follows the club knows that we needed a right back, centre back type player, and I think his profile works perfectly. I was just a little bit surprised we didn't even initiate contact for Ezri Konsa to start with. But I guess signing Konza almost forces you to start him just because of his profile. Whereas if you bring in Araujo, it's kind of, and he's only on loan, there's no pressure to start him. And if he is, you know, not the right option, you just bring in Jeremy Jacque and all as well. But I think that's all I've got to say about him. I was enjoying the highlight reel, I can't lie, but only so much that you can gain from that. So this video's a little late out. I was busy this morning, busy last night, but I'm excited about this signing. I'm more for it than against it, which isn't a popular opinion apparently. And if you disagree, let me know in the comments and join me in the next few days where I think I'll do an updated squad planner. Because if you watched my last one, I had the likes of Akliu. No, sorry, I had the likes of Lacroix, Alex Scott, Livramento, Malik Fofana, Lamine Camara, and none of them are looking very likely. So I might need to have a little rethink on that. Maybe I'll give it to next week, see if we finalize that Barcola signing. And maybe Mbai as well, if I'm saying his name right. Maybe I'll do my ideal starting 11. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. If you guys did enjoy today, I know I didn't really provide much insight. It was more of us learning together, but videos will get better. I just don't know very much about this specific player because I'm every Premier League game, every Champions League game. Don't really venture outside of that, maybe for El Clasico and such, but you get it. I like the Championship as well, actually. If you want to see me talk about the Championship, let me know. Um, but yeah, if you guys enjoy, like, subscribe, notifications on, because the uploads will be thick and fast. And I'll see you guys in the next one.